Welcome to Climb English. Today, I'll tell you a story. It's not just for listening, it's for learning. Listen carefully, feel the words, and grow with the character. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone learning English like you. Now, let's begin. My name is Lily. I'm 24 years old. 3 months ago, I moved to a big city. It was loud, busy, and full of strangers. I had never lived away from home before. Everything felt new. The streets, the sounds, even the air. I found a small job at a flower shop. It wasn't fancy, but it was something. I watered the plants, swept the floor, and wrapped roses in brown paper. The shop smelled like fresh petals and morning rain. My boss, Mrs. Tanaka, was quiet but kind. Every morning, she greeted me with a soft smile and warm tea. One day, something changed. A new worker came to the shop. His name was Ken. He was tall, with neat hair and a loud laugh. On his first day, he brought coffee for everyone and said, "Let's make this place more exciting." I smiled. He seemed friendly. Mrs. Tanaka looked surprised, but she didn't say anything. At first, Ken helped a lot. He lifted heavy boxes, made jokes with customers, and even learned how to arrange tulips. I thought maybe he would be good for the shop. But after a while, I noticed small things. He stood too close when he spoke to me. He touched my arm for no reason. He once said, "You're too pretty to be hidden behind the counter." I laughed, but it felt strange. My stomach felt tight. Something wasn't right. I started to look away when he walked in. The smell of flowers didn't feel warm anymore. Each day I felt more nervous. Ken's words got bolder. One afternoon, he whispered, "Let's get dinner, just the two of us." I said I was busy. He frowned and said, "Don't be boring." I forced a smile, but my hands were cold. I needed the job. Rent, food, everything depended on it. Mrs. Tanaka didn't seem to notice. Ken still joked with customers and carried boxes. He acted normal in front of everyone. But when no one was looking, he leaned too close. He once brushed my hair back and said, "You don't have to thank me, just smile more." I told myself it was nothing, but the fear grew. I didn't want to go to work. My heart raced every time he walked in. One evening, I stayed late to finish cleaning. Ken waited too. He stood by the door and said, "You work too hard. Come relax with me." I grabbed my bag and said I had to catch the train. His face changed. "Don't be like that," he said. I walked home quickly, eyes on the ground. That night, I barely slept. A few days later, a new girl started working at the shop. Her name was Emmy. She was 20, quiet, and always asking questions. "How do I wrap lilies? Where's the delivery book?" I showed her everything I knew. She smiled and said, "Thanks, Lily. You're so helpful." One morning, she said, "Ken's really nice, huh?" I paused. My hands froze above the ribbon. I said, "Just be careful," softly. She looked confused, but nodded. 2 weeks later, Emmy came to me during our lunch break. Her face looked pale. She whispered, "He asked me to go out after work. He said it would help me learn faster." My chest tightened. I asked, "What did you say?" She shook her head. I told him no, it felt wrong. That evening, we sat on a bench near the park. I told her everything, every word, every look, every moment that made me feel small. Emmy listened quietly, then said, "Me too. I thought I was just overreacting." We knew then it wasn't just one of us. We weren't imagining it. The next day, we met early and went to Mrs. Tanaka. Our hands shook, our voices cracked, but we told her everything. Mrs. Tanaka listened without interrupting. Her eyes stayed soft, but her hands tightened around her teacup. When she finished, she took a deep breath and said, "I believe you. Thank you for telling me." The next few days felt strange. Ken didn't show up. The shop was quiet, almost too quiet.
Then, on Friday, he came in. He didn't smile. He didn't say a word to anyone. Mrs. Tanaka called him into the back office. They spoke for a long time. After that, he left. He never returned. The air in the shop felt lighter. Emmy and I cleaned the counters together, humming to the soft music playing from the radio. The flowers seemed brighter again. A week later, Mrs. Tanaka called me into her office. She handed me a small folder. Inside were notes: how to order supplies, manage deliveries, and take care of special customers. She said, "I want you to learn more. You've shown strength and care." I nodded slowly. "Me?" I asked. She smiled. "Yes, you're ready." That evening, Emmy and I closed the shop together. We laughed on the walk home. The city still felt big, but I didn't feel small anymore. I had spoken up, and I was heard. If something like this ever happens to you, don't stay silent. Speak up. Write things down. Talk to someone you trust. You are not alone, and you deserve respect. I didn't want to be the boss.
I just wanted to be safe, to be seen, to be heard. Now I am. And you can be too. If you found this story helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with someone learning English. Subscribe to Climb English for more stories like this. Stories that help you listen, feel, and grow. Thanks for being here.